Okay, so we are recording now. So good evening once again, everybody. I'm Dr. Moji Davis, MD Extra Large Farms, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here. So it's not the first meeting we're having, and the basic thing we're doing here is just to get us prepared towards the 8 days marathon, health marathon that we are starting on Thursday the 21st of September. Now, why did we set up this marathon? What exactly are we trying to do? We at Extra Large Farms, we have noticed, we have experienced the health benefits, the healing powers that are inherent in healthy eating, healthy lifestyle. So, and we know that a lot of people are going through certain health challenges, and they've tried all their best, going to the hospitals, taking drugs and all that, and it seems not to be working because they are. So what we're doing is we just want to, remind everybody of the fact that there are basic things that God has given unto us that we can use for the benefit of our health. And we're going to intentionally stay off certain things, especially any food in form of chemicals, any over-processed food and all those things. We're going to stay off from them. And we are going to try as much as possible to maintain a very natural and healthy lifestyle in 8 days, thereby detoxifying our system, getting rid of all forms of toxins and other things that are affecting our health. Those are the things we want to achieve. We're also going to be intentionally injecting certain things into our system that are capable of helping us get better. So somebody asked, I'm not sick, do I still need to be in this group? The answer is yes. Not everybody who is here is sick. In fact, nobody here is sick, because sickness is also a thing of the mind. Let me tell you why I say so. A lot of people, we've heard stories, we've seen practically people who go to the hospital and they will run some tests for them, and maybe they mistakenly give them somebody else's result, and they end up saying, oh, sorry, you have cancer, you have HIV, you have this, you have that. The person walked into the hospital by themselves, very healthy, very happy and okay. The moment they tell them the results of the tests, they begin to fall sick instantly. What was not wrong with them before begins to get wrong with them instantly. And it graduates and continues like that. And for some people who did not really have that sickness, maybe it was a mistake or a swap in the test results and all that. Later when they get to know, maybe they go to another place to perform the test, or they get to call them from that previous test center and they apologize, oh, sorry, we made a mistake, you didn't really have that thing, and you just see instantly again they get better. So sicknesses most times also have to do with your health. There are many people who are sick who actually have the sickness, but because they are living above the sickness in their minds, they've just told themselves, I'm not sick, I don't have this disease. You see them living well, even though the sickness may still be in their body, but they don't really exhibit, you don't really see the symptoms like the other people on them, because they've chosen to be positive about themselves and they have chosen to live above the name of that sickness. So they live happy, and you won't see it on them. But there is somebody who is very fine today. Tomorrow they just tell him he has HIV. The next day he just start having all types of symptoms. So it's a thing of the mind as well. So we should all also learn that no matter what sickness that you're challenged with at the moment, it shall come to pass. So let's not live a pitiable life You're pitying yourself. Oh, this thing that has happened to me. Oh, it's going to kill me. Oh, it's going to do this. Oh, it's going to do that. There are people who have cancer and they've lived for over 10, 15 years and they are still okay. There are people who have had HIV for 20 years and they are still living fine. There are people who have been with diabetes for 30 years and they're still living fine, So it depends on the way you handle your health challenge. That is what will determine the outcome of it. But at Extra Large Farms, we have some very simple solutions that relates to what we eat and how we eat it. And those are the simple secrets that we're going to be sharing with ourselves in this 8 days, starting on Thursday. Even before then, you can see in the groups, we started, creating some forms of awareness and the things that you need to do before we start. So before I bring up the CEO of Extra Large Farms, let me quickly tell you one or two things that you need to get off your kitchen. Now, we want to try to stay natural. We want to try to stay healthy in these 8 days. So we're going to get our systems, get rid of all forms of processed foods. And when I say processed foods, all your chocolates, all your biscuits, all your cornflakes, and all those things, even milk, cakes, pastries, bread, all those things, corned beef, sardines, butter, mayonnaise, geisha, all those things, you're going to get rid of them. Cookies, jam, whatever, all those things. So anything that is not natural in these 8 days, you will not take it. You won't die if you don't eat these things in just 8 days. So let's clear them off our shelves. Is it coming from the ground? Whatever you want to eat, that's what we want to eat now in these 8 days. Number 2, no frying. No frying at all. In the next 8 days, no frying at all. Even your egg, you want to eat egg, you are not going to fry the egg. You can't boil it, poach it. There's a system of poaching for eggs. You can just put your water in a frying pan, break your egg, put whatever you want to put in. It will fry. You'll be surprised. It will fry. No frying in these 8 days. Number 3, no carbonated drinks, no alcohol, no carbonated drinks, no tea. If you want to take tea, you are going to make your tea by yourself. Your fresh ginger and your honey and a little lemon in hot water. That's your tea. You need to watch the previous videos that we've had before, and you will see what will happen to you. I shared my testimony briefly in the last meeting when I was diagnosed of fatty liver about 6 going to 7 years ago. And I just made up my mind I was just going to. Normally, it's not a disease that is curable. You just get to live with it all your life, and on medications, and later and later it may deteriorate and it may lead to death. So I just made up my mind. I went to study online. I went to check what exactly is the cause of this thing and what can I do about it. So I just made up my mind I was going to, my lifestyle, my eating style, and just place myself on just natural foods. And that was what I did. Thank God for Extra Large. Thank God for the radish. And I was sharing, so if there's anybody here, you have fatty liver, you have fibroid issues, you have ovarian cyst and all that, especially for fatty liver, these are the type of things that you need to do. I was off beef at all. Beef, when I say beef, I mean cow meat, or buffet, chicken, all those things. So you make sure that you are off all these things and you just stay healthy. No late night food. No late night food at all. You're not eating late at night. Anything you want to eat must end latest by 7. Me, I've gotten so used to it now that sometimes I take dinner by 4 and I'm fine. I take dinner by 4 and I will be fine. Sometimes maybe by 6 and I'll be fine. But there are some occasional days we should not deceive ourselves. There are some days that you will really need to eat late, maybe because of your work schedule, or maybe that. that you just have to eat late. So what I do is, if I eventually have to eat late, no problem. The punishment is 16 hours after the last one I ate. And by the time if you eat at 9 o'clock in the evening, for example, if your last meal of the day was about 9 o'clock, you're going to count 16 hours after 9 p.m. 9 a.m. of the following day will give you 12 hours, right? Then another 4 hours after that will be about 1 p.m. So if you're taking breakfast by 1 or 2 p.m., no problem. But because our system needs time, to digest the food we have eaten, but we don't give it that time. We're working our system. We eat large chunk of food in the morning. We eat lunch again. So much processed, so much fatty food, oil, fried, everything, junks, ice cream, shawarma, pastries, different type of things. And you are snacking here and there. This one you're eating plantain chips. The next one you're eating peanuts. The other one you're eating cake, You are drinking Coke. You are, just feeding the system with too many things. The body will break down. The body will break down. The meat you are eating today, for example, needs 7 days to digest. But you eat meat today. Let me give you an example. I was somewhere today at an event, and the particular meat they made was so nice. So I had to eat the meat. And I know next week, for example, meat is not coming into. But you eat meat in the morning, in the afternoon, you eat in the evening. Tomorrow again you continue. Some people they serve them a little food like this. They will put 4 pieces of meat, 8 pieces of meat, and you want to finish everything. Turkey, chicken, especially the imported ones. These things are affecting our health. Look at the number of women in Africa who are challenged with fibroid today. What do you think the problem is? What's the root of all these things? Look at the number of people that have kidney problems today. Look at the number of people that have liver challenges today. What exactly is the problem? It's the food. It's the food. Our people of the olden days, they were not having all these problems because they were living fresh. They want to people today, they are harvesting from the farm. They are cutting their pepper. They are cutting everything. Everything is fine, fresh, natural. But the present day, like CEO used to make a joke, say, "Oh no, for war and stress." You are using your own money to buy. Let me not say what we not use our money to buy what will kill us. So please, in the next 8 days, that's what we just want to focus. And we have mentioned the things that we will be needing in this 8 days. A lot of water. Please, you need to go back and watch the first video, or else we'll waste time here. You need to watch the video, the one we did during. You need a lot of water. Everybody's advised to take 4 glasses in the morning. In Nigeria, for example, we have the normal bottled water is 75 cl. So you're taking 2 of that early in the morning on empty stomach. So that means that you're opening your eyes in the morning, you're thanking God for a new day, you're drinking your water. Now, for starters, that's why we've said during the week, start from now. Don't wait till we start before you start practicing how to take water, because it's not easy. A lot of people think, oh, 2 bottles, I'll just finish it now. When you start, you see it's not easy. It's actually not easy. And if you see that your body is not cooperating with you to finish it, or the one you can take, gradually you will progress. So that's the first 5 a.m. or whatever time you wake up. Some of us wake up earlier than 5. Anytime you wake up, make sure you start taking your water. Plus, you don't have to take it all at a time. You can stretch it over a period of 1 hour. So you can have like a 1 hour interval period to take the whole 2 bottles of water if you can. And then there are some people that they leave early for work. So if you leave early for work, it means that you may not really be able to take that much water, so you have some peculiarities like that. You just use your own discretion to do what is right, or will be okay for you. Because if you take that much water and you're going to be in the vehicle, then you might have to wake up earlier to take your own water before the others, so that you won't start getting down from the vehicle to look for where to urinate up and down. I hope you get what I'm saying. And then by 6 o'clock, we are advised to take our radish. However, this first that we are doing on Wednesday night. On Wednesday night, we are going to start by our scent leaf. We are going to get a handful of scent leaf, fresh, not dried. So on Wednesday evening, that's the last thing you're taking. On Wednesday evening, so we're going to post these details from tomorrow so you can know what to do. So Wednesday evening, you're taking your scent leaf, blended. There's so much sugar, carbohydrate, sugar content, and all that in our systems. So we need to get rid of all those things as we start. So you do your scent leaf. You blend your scent leaf, a handful. If you don't have a blender, what are you going to do? We don't want you to squeeze it. People make a mistake of juicing scent leaf. Scent leaf is ephedrine. And for people who are not in Nigeria, in UK, for example, you have it's at Sainsbury's, it's at Aldi, it's in almost all the shops. Just go to the fruits and vegetable side, you will get it. And you can go to the package shops, all these Lebanese and Pakistans, Indian stuff also. Scent leaf if you see it. So we're getting a handful of the scent leaf. That should be about 200 grams of scent leaf. Not fancy. Yeah. Then you just cut the hard leaves, the hard stems. The softer ones, leave them. They are good. Pour everything in your blender. Put like half glass or full glass of water. Blend it very well. Blend it very, very well. And then let it cool. And then you put a little. We talked about lemon, that you should get a lemon. Lemon is the bigger one, not the lime. That small one. No. That's a bit acidic and it may not be too well for your system. So you use lemon, a whole lemon, cut it into half. Use your fork to scoop out all the things and pour it into the scent leaf. Add half of water, blend everything, let it be finely blended. And you drink all. Not that you are squeezing it, you are away and you are drinking it. So that's the last thing you're going to take in the evening on Wednesday. And then we start proper on Thursday morning. Thursday morning, 5 a.m., you're waking up to your water. Now, because we know that so many people, admin, can you help me with the volume, please? Because we know that there are so many people in this particular health challenge who have specific health challenges that they want to address. Don't forget your radish juice. We have fortunately, I don't have it here where I am right now. But in the course of the week, we're going to show us. I don't know if everybody has anybody. We'll send it in the groups. We'll send you what it looks like in the group. So in the morning on Thursday the 21st, you have your bottle of radish. You have one white color. You have one green color. Now I need to let you know that radish you have in your hand, there is nothing added to it. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. Extra Life Farms is a company of integrity. When we say something, that's what we mean. We don't give you a product we don't use preservatives here. We don't use any form of chemicals here. And that's why you see most of our products cannot stand more than 6 to 8 months shelf life, because there is no form of preservatives in them. Even from the cultivation from the farms, we do not use any all this type of chemicals. We use fertilizers, but they are organic fertilizers. We also use manure and all that, cattle dungs, poultry dungs, and different type of natural means of fertilizing our products. And when we do use the chemical kind of fertilizers, they are the organic fertilizers in the water form. They are so safe that you can dip your hand into it and lick it. Nobody is going to lick NPK fertilizer. That person is going straight to the mortuary. But the type that we use, you can dip your hands into it and lick it, showing you that it is very, very safe for you. Okay? Pesticides and all that, we do not make use of such in our farms, making all our food products very, very early. And we have about 21 different products on our shelf right now. And they are all everyday foods that you have in Nigeria: your palm oil, your groundnut oil, your soya oil, your rice. We have our normal rice, the parboiled rice. We have our fada rice. We have one with extra large meal that's just like pounded. Fantastic food product that is for everybody, whether you're young, you're a baby, you're an adult, you're pregnant, whatever, is very good. We have our plantain flour, we have our honey beans, we have excuse me, our unsweetened beans, we have our catfish, smoked catfish, we have smoked, different type of products. We have our locust beans, dried blended locust beans. So in the place of using your seasonings, you can use that as well. We have our aromatic pepper. We have a very fine gari. You've never seen a gari as beautiful as well. We have at extra large firms. But that's not the purpose of our meeting today. That's just by the way. So the radish we are recommending is the one we know. Different species of radishes all over the world. The one we know and we are planting, and we are one of the pioneers of radish in Nigeria. It's a discovery that God gave us, and over the years we have seen how it's liberating people from all forms of sicknesses, from all forms of untimely death. This week alone, we received over 200 or 190 something testimonies concerning radish. BP gone, blood sugar level dropped, swelling of the leg. In fact, we had a lot of that. Those type of testimonies, a lot of that. Swollen leg, gone down. People have been on. There's a particular woman that testified at the time. She was on kidney dialysis and she was spending about 120,000 every week, because each time she goes, she spends 40,000, and she has to go 3 times in a week. That's 120,000, and that's average of about 480,000, close to 500,000 naira per month. And she's a retiree. All her savings, all her life savings, she had spent into the sickness, and she wasn't getting better. They were only maintenance. There are some types of sicknesses that happen that befalls people, that the drug they are even giving you in the hospital is not to make you better. It's just to manage. It's just to manage you. So why would you not grab an opportunity if you see something that is just natural, a little change in your, eating pattern and all that, that would make you better. Plus, it's not even expensive, So, and this woman while she was talking to people seeking help up and down, then somebody told her about extra large, and she came. She even she bought it. You're supposed to take one for like 3 or 4 days. She took the 3 at a whole time. In fact, the day she was giving her testimony, I put my hand on my leg. Yeah, that's too much, and that was how she started. The time she came to give the testimony, it was 8 months after she had stopped dialysis. The day she was sharing her testimony, I think it was October 1st last year. Yeah, at our Independence Party. She was sharing that testimony that day made it 8 months that she had not spent 1 kobo on dialysis. She had stopped dialysis all just by cooking her radish and changing her food. She stopped all the food she was buying outside, and she was just eating extra large food and taking her radish religiously. And it was 8 months of not going for dialysis anymore. We've had somebody have blood sugar level from about 400 and it dropped to about 100. The person was on the hospital bed. We've had people on admission in the hospital, chronic ulcer, and the person sent people to come and help her get the radish because she had been using it before she was admitted to the hospital. But when she got to the hospital, she couldn't have access to it again. She's been there for about 8 days or so, according to her. When she sent people to get the radish for her, she was discharged on the 2nd day. Ulcer. We've had testimonies of people using radish for glaucoma. In fact, we even had testimony of one Baba in Ibadan. His own was palm oil. He said he just started taking the palm oil. Now, the glaucoma didn't go, but the symptoms were reduced. It had gotten so bad for him that they always have to hold him by the hand to take him to the toilet, to take him to the living room. He could He could not really do things by himself anymore. But in a matter of months, about 6 to 8 months, of just, he didn't know about radish. He just heard it on radio. He heard about extra large on radio, and he sent somebody to come and buy the palm oil for him. And he just placed himself on the palm oil. And, by the time he was sharing the testimony, now he goes to the toilet by himself, unaccompanied. He can leave his room. He can come to the sitting room by himself, unaccompanied. He can do basic things. He could not read, though, but at least there was a whole lot of improvement. So what we are saying here is that we are not saying don't take your drugs that the doctors have given you. You can take your drugs, but you need to have a change in your diet so that you can even see the effects of your drugs. And I tell you, by the time you continue and you are really, really committed to these things we are saying, you will end up seeing you may not even need to take your drugs anymore, because you will see a lot of difference in your body. That was how I overcame mine, and so many other people with great testimonies here. Skin problems, chronic skin problems that people had gone. Somebody chewed radish in the mouth and spewed it out on the boil, very hard, hot, every kind of boil that when you touch it, you have temperature, it's so hard, and it's not even trying to bring out the face for it to. Admins, can you help us with? So, and the person just pasted it on the boil, and on the morning of the second day, was it morning or evening? Remember, but the second day they discovered that the boil started going down. It was not even that the boil came out, so the boil just started going down, disappearing, and in the space of about 4 or 5 days, it disappeared, like it went off, no traces. So these are different. Somebody is saying prostrate. Somebody is saying, I don't know, whatever. A woman was rushed down from UK, because she had a very chronic disease, and the doctor had even advised when she was, going to you have so days to live, or so on and so forth, and the family rushed down to Extra Large to get her the radish. At the beginning, she was a bit reluctant. Just an ordinary carrot. What can this one do for over about 2-3 months, she got better. She got off oxygen, lots of things happened, and life has been easy from there. So let's approach this challenge with positive mindset, knowing that you are a change, and the change you will get by God's grace. So in the evening on Wednesday, we told us that you're going to take, and in the morning you are taking your radish. You have 1 bottle of the white one, you have 1 bottle of the green one, that gives you 1 set, and you need 2 sets. Now, ordinarily at Extra Large Farms right now, 1 bottle of the white one costs you 5,000. 1 bottle of the green one also costs you 5,000, making that set 10,000 naira. But right now, for the purpose of the challenge, especially if you go back to whoever invited you to join this program, you are going to get that set for 7,500, and you need 2 such sets, making 15,000. Now, some people will say, oh, can I get my radish outside? That's up to you. There are so many types of radishes outside, and most of them are not organic. So if you really want to see results, like we have been seeing here, we advise that you take the one we can vouch for. We planted this. We know the roots. We know how we did it. So we are sure that there is no manipulation and all that about it. It's chemical free. Very, very good for your health. You also need ginger in this challenge. You need lemon in this challenge. You need fruits. Because in the morning you take your water, 1 hour later you take your radish. 2 hours after that you take your smoothie. You can see, you take your smoothie. You take your smoothie, and that smoothie is a blend of your cucumber first, a whole stick of cucumber. You have your banana. If you're not diabetic, if you're diabetic, remove banana. If you know you react to any of the things we are talking about, please remove them. It's not a do or die affair. Please remove them. We have the cucumber, a whole one. We will cut it into pieces, wash it. Don't remove the seeds. Don't remove anything. Just wash it and drop it. If you are not sure of the source of your cucumbers, maybe they've been planted with a lot of fertilizers, we advise that you cut it into pieces in the bowl, pour water in it, let it stay for about 1 week, so that at least we can try to get rid of chemicals that they've been planted with. Pour the water away, put it in the blender. That's a whole cucumber. Get your apple. 1 apple is okay. Get your pear, the green one. You know that some people mistake avocado for pear. Avocado is the one that has a big ball inside. That's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about pear. So you get your cucumber, you get your apple, you get your pear, you get your banana, just 1 or 2 pieces of banana. You cut them into pieces, you know. So you have 5 like that: cucumber, apple, pear, banana. You also have your watermelon. A whole watermelon is what you will use for these whole 8 days. So if you can't finish it, if you don't have a good fridge or good source of electricity in your area, if you blend one, you can share the rest to your family or whatever. I don't know what you're going to do with it, you know. So, but you don't need so much, because we also talked about it that too much of watermelon may end up spiking your sugar levels. Tested and proven. We're talking from experience. So don't take too much of watermelon. And to all of you here who like to take watermelon too much, watermelon, even orange, they can end up giving you diabetes if you are taking it too much. So please, let's not take too much of those things. So then you have to put ginger in that solution, because we remember we are not taking this thing because we want to enjoy it. We are taking it as a form of medicine, you know. So you put like 2 spoons of ginger, your blended ginger. Don't use powdered ginger, please. Please, everybody, in this challenge, we are not using powdered ginger. We are using fresh ginger. You go to the market, get your ginger by yourself, wash it clean, peel the bark, cut it into small pieces, blend. You can get a whole bottle, you know, and keep it for this challenge. If you don't have lights or you don't have blender, I don't know how you're going to, just make sure you blend. You can grate it, you know, and use it. But please, we are using fresh ginger. So put fresh ginger in that smoothie that you are preparing. And then lemon. You are still going to need lemon. So a whole lemon, cut it into half, just like we said for the other one. Scoop up that is inside and put it into it. Then pour water, like a full glass or 1.5 cups of glass of water. Put it in all the fruit that is in your blender and blend it until it's very fine. Please, a lot of people always put yogurt, milk, and all that inside their smoothies. We are not putting any of this smoothie. Only fruits is what you're using, and water, please. No yogurt, no milk, no artificial flavors or whatever. No, please. So you blend everything, and then that's what you drink. That should be around 8 o'clock. So that should be between 8 and 10. Remember, you're taking your water by 5, you're taking your radish by 6 a.m., you're taking the smoothie around 8. So for people who are going to work and they don't have access to all those things at work, you can even do it or keep it in your fridge. So you can pour it in a flask or whatever, or in a bottle. So when you're going to work, you just take it along. So that's what you're taking as between the hours of 8 and 10. And you must wait for around 2 hours any other thing. So before you know it, you end up taking your breakfast around 12. You know, your real meal around 12, and you are free to eat anything. You can take your rice, your beans, your yam, your plantain, but make sure it's not bread. You're taking egg, you are not frying it. The rice you are eating, you are not frying it. No beef inside, preferably fish. We are not using sardine, we are not using geisha, we are not putting hot dogs, no sausages, no beef, no spaghetti in this 1 week, no spaghetti, no noodles. So just natural things, please. Just for 1 week. It's for your own good, though. It's for your own good. if you go back to the beginning of the world, you will see how God created the whole world. And he gave Adam the charge, Adam and Eve, that they should take care of the garden and eat. They should feel fine with everything in the garden. But there was no mention of him giving any drug or anything. It means that everything they need for a good life is already in the garden in the name of food. So, for example, for pain, you have your ginger. It's good for your pain. For getting rid of now you have your, and so many other things that we'll be talking about from day to day. So please take this exercise as a serious project. Some people did their own about 2 weeks ago, and they're coming back for this one again because they saw the benefits. Many of them are like, no, they can't believe it. That's what is happening in their system. They can't believe it. And they're coming back to join this one again. If it's not working, they will not come back. So it means that, I personally am also enjoying it. Everybody, you can involve your family. You can involve, if you're a woman, involve your husband, involve your children, If you're a man, carry your family along. Instead of spending money in the hospital every time, At least you know that, yes, this one, if you can do it, even if it's just once in 2 or 3 months, it will get you early. You will. That one is sure. May God help us all. We have a lot of time gone already. Oh, CEO said he's not coming again. Just say hello. Meet our chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Extra Life Farms, Dr. Shiya Bimbola Davis.
Hello everyone, good evening. How are you? How are you doing? I can see our time is gone. That's why again. So we'll meet next time during the challenge. Thank you.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming. God bless you. Okay, so quickly I want to open up the lines for questions and answers. If you have any question you want to ask, what are the things we will not eat? We have spelled it out. What are the things we should be eating? So feel free to eat anything, but make sure they are not fried, they are not processed food, you are not snacking. If you are somebody that is so used to snacks, prepare your cucumber or carrots, cut them in different nice shapes, put them in a lunch pack or whatever. So,
thank you, Dr. Moji. Can you hear me?
Please wait. Please wait. Your time. So if you need to snack on anything, just take out your cucumber or your carrots and eat them. It's fine. At night, for people who are so used to late night food, you will be hungry. It's a temptation. If you overcome it the first day, you're fine. If you break it that first day, you will never eat again. So please, please, let's just try and discipline ourselves. Get your cucumber bedside or your carrot. In fact, I prefer cucumber or cabbage. Yeah, thank you, CEO. Cabbage, yes, because we don't want any sweetening food, even in the name of foods, to come into the system at night. It will take the system a lot of work to digest them, to process them. Cucumber is good. It's just water and fiber. That's all. That's all the composition of a cucumber. So get it by your bedside. When you're hungry, eat it. And be reminding yourself it's just for 8 days. Even after the 8 days, you will now discover that you're getting used to this new kind of lifestyle. Everything about you will change. I was sharing in the presentation of the one we did during the week. I looked at myself like 10 years ago. I was looking older than I am now. I was looking, a lot of people see me and they're like, oh, we thought, when we hear your voice, when you look like somebody of 30 years. I'm even 25, praise God. Nobody wants to be old anyway. It will tell on every part of you. We know people at Extra Life, they came in, they joined Extra Life, they were looking old and everything. You see them today, people of 60-something, 70, you see them looking sharp. You see them looking nice, and they're healthy. They've been spending money on drugs and all that before. Everything has gone down now. They're living a very healthy life. That is the family that we are welcoming you to in Extra Life Farms. I want to open up the lines now so that we can begin to ask our questions. So please don't just unmute yourself, please, so that we can maintain some decorum. If you have a question, just raise your hand and we will answer. Some people already posted some questions here. Let's quickly answer those questions. What can we use to measure the radish? Are we mixing the two? Yes. So you have your white one and your green one. That's a set. Remember, you have two sets. So in the mornings, you're going to take 4 cups of the white one and 4 cups of the green. But on the first, the morning of Thursday, it way more than that because it is the first day, and we want to combat inject this thing into it a lot. So you are taking double. You are taking 8 cups of the white and 8 cups of the green on the first day in the morning. If you are bringing it out from the fridge, you are free to add a little hot water into it so that it will not be cold. You understand? And for some people who have been complaining about the smell, I beg, if it's smelly and it's working, why not? What's the problem? You know, there's no problem. And if you like to put a little ginger, blended ginger, you can add. But don't go and mix it with other food. Some people say, can we put honey? No, don't put honey. Don't put honey, please. You can put a little ginger. I like to put lemon too because it just give me a very nice, pleasant taste. You know, the radish, when you eat it alone, is very pepperish and hot. But when you blend it, surprisingly, that's the work of God. When you blend it, it is not pepperish, it's not anything. Only that it has a very bad smell. But it has a bad smell and it's good for your health. It's fine. I like it like that. It's not even that bad, and it doesn't have any taste. It's not bitter, it's not sweet, it's just like that. So it's not something you should be afraid to take. So on the first day, that's Thursday morning, you're taking 8 cups of the white, 8 cups of the green. You put everything together in a cup. Put a little warm water, hot water into it to make it warm, and you drink. Before you now take your smoothie by 8 or 9. Somebody says, can we blend the cucumber with the seeds? Yes. Blend it with the seed. It's fine. It's very, very fine. Even the watermelon, blend it with the seeds. It's very fine. I hope your blender can do that job. If you need a very strong blender, we have a professional blender, a chef's blender, you know, like the type we use. We have some imported from the US. If you want, you can contact whoever added you to the group, or say it in the group that you need a blender. We have it for 65,000 naira. But you can blend anything and everything. You will not need. And I also advise people that can afford it to get it. You know, this going to blend things outside, especially in Nigeria. You see black oil inside your pepper, flies, all those type of rubbish things in the food you want to eat. If you can afford the blender, please buy it. If you can't afford it, God will help you. Just be managing whatever you have. Can we blend watermelon with the seeds? Yes, I just said that now. What happens after 12 noon? Nothing else to eat that day. We just said it. You're free to eat. You have from 12 to about 6 p.m. to eat. Don't overeat, so let it be in moderation, but don't forget, no frying, no processed foods, you know, and all the things we have said. No beef, no carbonated drinks, alcohol, even coffee, no. Your only tea you're going to be drinking in these 8 days. If you have your lemongrass, boil your lemongrass, put honey, drink. If you have your ginger, take your hot water in a cup, measure 2 spoons of ginger into it, put 1 spoon of lemon into it, put 1 spoon of honey into it. Your tea is ready. It's very nice. Even the flavor, so nice. You will love it. Okay, let's take questions now. Anybody, you have a question? Do you know how to raise your hand on this place? If you know how to raise your hand on this place, if you know how to raise your hand, please raise your hand and ask the question. If not, please type the question in the chat area so that we can get out of here on time. Mr. Olakunle, sir, you wanted to say something the other time. Please unmute yourself and talk. Somebody says, those of us in the diaspora, can we buy radish juice from the store? No, it's not in the store. It's not a product in the store. We also don't even produce it for stores. You can't buy it in the store. You can only buy it from. So, but because of to be able to monitor your advice and for you to get it at a cheaper, we advise that you go through whoever added you to the WhatsApp platform. That person is definitely a member of Extra Platform and will get it easier for you. We'll be able to help you process order. You can pay to that person, and if you like, you can still pay to Extra Large. But let the person know. Send your proof of payment to that person so that the person can help you track your order and get your products in time. You can get delivery anywhere in the world. We do shipments to all parts of the world every day, every week. Okay. Somebody says, can we drink Milo? Chineke mo. Olufemi Olaneye. Milo kwa. You are not drinking Milo. No Milo. No Milo is this challenge. What about herbal tea with only ginger and honey? Ginger fresh, lefe luma. Ajia musti. Don't use any packaged ginger. Any ginger. Do your ginger by yourself, fresh. Your honey, fresh. By the way, with honey too. From next week, you will get honey at Extra Large. Place your order. Can we in the diaspora get me? It's not in the store. Please explain how and when to use crash drink for diabetic patients. The same way we have said it is the same way you use it for diabetic patients. Everybody, whether diabetes, anything, we are using it together the same way. Even people who don't have any sickness, you are still using it the same way. But at the end of the 8 days, we will now tell you how. Of course, you will have to start reducing it at a particular point in time because blood sugar level will be dropping and you don't want to take it with so much intensity at that time. Can one eat cabbage momoy during the exercise? Is cabbage momoy?
No, they blend cabbage. You turn into momoy.
To momoy, you can use it. You can even use real momoy, no problem. Can someone who is short of blood join this challenge? Yes, there's nothing talking about blood shortage. You can join it. Sickle cell patients, this exercise is going to be beneficial for you as well. It's going to, because the radish promotes the flow of oxygen in the blood. And that is one challenge that sickle cell patients always, go through. So please, Mr. Olanrewaju, what are you chewing by 9 p.m.? I can see plantain, dodo le engineer go meson, Mr. Olanrewaju. Mr. Olanrewaju, go and keep that plantain, please. It's too late to be eating that thing. Can a low blood sugar patient take the radish? That's a very big question, though, because it reduces blood sugar, and your own sugar level is already reduced, so you have to take it with caution. Now you will take radish, but you will take watermelon. When you are making your own smoothie, increase your own watermelon, increase your watermelon, increase your banana for people who have low sugar level. And you can make fresh orange juice. Like I said, don't add orange into this smoothie. The citrus cannot really work together with the set of fruits that we're using. So make your own orange, or just take orange from time to time so that it will work on your sugar level to boost up. You are taking the radish for so many reasons, not only because of the low sugar level. Okay, so you are very free to take it. Let me see if we have more. Mr. Olakunle, do you want to talk now, sir? I've unmuted you. Please feel free to talk. Mr. Olakunle, sir, we are waiting for you. You can speak, except you think we've answered the question.
I've stopped my question.
Okay, sir. So, do we have more questions? Texas area. Can we take chicken breast? To be honest, if you ask me in this one, can you take chicken? Chicken, turkey, can you just leave it for 1 week and just take your fish, fresh dry fish or fish or snails? Mushrooms are not so easy to come by area. But chicken, if you must take chicken, then please just remove the skin. And like the chicken breast particularly, it doesn't have the skin. But I advise if you can avoid it. If you can avoid it, just for 1 week, just avoid it. What about ginger tea with honey? No, please. Take only your fresh. Somebody says, what of gizzard? Yeah, gizzard is fine. Gizzard is fine. I hope it's not. Okay, so we'll go back to our groups. I don't like the way we are sending two people into this group, asking how can I get my product? How can I get my product? We have said it. Somebody added you to the group. Please go back, chat the person on how you can get. Every other thing you need, you can get from the market. But from tomorrow and Tuesday also, you will have like a timetable of the things you can take. You can still eat your amala. You can still take your rice. You can still take your beans. You can still take your eba. You can still take, your ewedu, porridge, whatever, But all these are natural foods. Unlike taking cornflakes, like taking unlike taking noodles, spaghetti, shaba, burger, all those things, they got help. So in the absence of no question, we want to begin to round up. Can we take our leftover smoothie around 9 to 10 p.m.? Can they take smoothie by 9 to 10 p.m.?
If they are extremely hungry, but for now they should.
You can take that your smoothie. You can take it during the day. If you couldn't finish it in the morning, you can take it during the day. But at night, we prefer you just take only that cucumber, because the more you take all those things, the more it will overwork your system. You understand? Don't take smoothie at night. Take it during the day. And you also notice that you will be full. You won't really be that hungry. Just put your mind that you are on an exercise and you must achieve a result. Somebody says, if a person is on a regular medication that starts in the morning, can they join the challenge? Yes. This is not happening. You are not fasting now. You are eating. Only that you are taking fruit in the morning. So you can still take your do your medications and all that. Can we blend the lemon with the seed? Yes, you can. And if you like, remove the seed. If your blender is a good one I was talking about, it will blend the seed, it will blend everything together. Are we taking radish in the night? Yes. When the challenge starts, we are taking the radish morning and night every day for the 8 days. Morning and night. In the morning of Thursday, we are taking 8 covers of each. 8 covers of the green, 8 covers of the white. Mix them together in a cup. Put hot water if you are bringing out from the fridge, and you drink. At night, you will take, for the people with low sugar, they should not take 8. They will take 4. And then they increase their watermelon and banana content in the smoothie because of their low sugar levels. For people with glaucoma, the white one only, please, and please. For people with glaucoma, the white one, the white radish, you shake it, pour a little in the cover, Go and wash your hand very well. You dip your hand in the cover and you just drop in the eyes at night only. Only for people with glaucoma and cataracts. 1 drop at night and you close your eyes for like 2 minutes. Please, people that are just using glasses like me, maybe you can't read well, or you just want the letter to be bolder, so all this long-sightedness, please, don't put it in your eyes, please, do not, please, do not put it in your eyes. Only glaucoma, serious glaucoma, and cataracts. They are the ones permitted to put it in their eyes. If you don't have this big issue in your eyes and you put it, it can even damage your eyes. Please. It's a very strong thing we're talking about. Radish is one of the highest form of antioxidants in the whole world. The properties in it, you can't just explain it. You can't just explain it, please. So, all these questions about how much radish you will take, blah, 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 we are going to be sending them out in the groups. So, you will read it. You will know what you need before the next day. You see what you need before the next day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, we will send everything like that. We'll also be sending some short videos, to help us get better in this challenge as we are preparing. On the final note, we have discovered that WhatsApp, I don't know what WhatsApp is doing, but it looks like there's a new improvement with WhatsApp. And most of our admins who have been adding people to the groups, most of them have been blocked now. They barred their lines, and that has been happening in the past 2-3 days. And like we said also, we are not going to be admitting people in that group anymore. So anybody who has not been able to make it to the marathon group, maybe we'll share a link to the group so you can go and join that one, but we will not admit anybody in the group again. We don't want our admins to be having problems, and WhatsApp is barring their lines and all these things. So may God help us all. Above all, let's remember to pray. I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospereth. God is the ultimate healer. He said, I will not put upon you any of the diseases that I put upon the Egyptians, for I am God your healer. He has the power to heal every part of our body. Every part of our body was created by God, and He has spare parts in heaven. Isn't that interesting for you to hear? So if there's any damaged part of your body, as you are taking these things, you also pray. If God needs to remove that one and put a new one, He has done it before, He will do it again. So look at it in the physical way. Look at it also in the spiritual way. All we shall want to hear is testimony. Has He done it before? Yes. The people He did it for, do they have 2 heads? No. Do you believe in God? Yes. Do you call on Him? Yes. Is He the one that created you? He doesn't love people more than the other. He loves all of us equally. So let's also remember, we here and some of our admins are also going to be putting our heads together to pray. In these 8 days, we are also going to be praying for every blessed soul that is joining this health challenge. Father, we want a miracle. Apart from what they are eating and drinking and they are trying their own best, you are the God that puts your super on people's natural and makes it super natural. Let that same God step into your situation. That cancer is gone. That fibroid is disappearing. That arthritis is disappearing. That person whose eye is not seeing well will open and he will begin to see. That one that has been given a date to die, we cancel that date. We cancel that appointment with them with the blood of Jesus. It shall not stand. Neither shall it come to pass. Nobody is dying here. We shall all live to fulfill destiny. We will not cry over anybody. We will not sorrow over anybody. He said, with long life and sound health will He satisfy us and show us His salvation. That is the portion of every member here. Whether you are a member of Extra Life before or you are just joining, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, we serve only one God, and He is the God, our Creator. He will step into your affairs. He will turn that situation around. He will put away your sorrow and cause you to have a new song to sing. Let me not become a pastor. Testimony is what we're expecting to hear. That is good. Amen.
Amen. A powerful amen.
Amen. Oh.
Amen. Super Ivy, thank you.
Amen.
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 Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you, ma.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Very good.
Amen.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
MD, please, I have
Hello,
a
ma.
question.
Hello,
I have
ma.
a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma, please. I have somebody that is 9 years old and is a sickle cell person. 9 years old.
Okay. Let the child, let them be given that child. It may not really go through this challenge this much.
That's what I want to ask you. Okay.
But let them be given 9-year-old can take
Yes, sickle cell.
take four. Can take four.
Okay, morning and night.
Yes.
Okay, ma.
Hello, my MD.
But
I have a
as that
question.
child is taking it, please, the parents should pay attention to how he's feeling.
Okay.
They notice there are changes because radish is actually very strong.
Okay, ma.
Because the person is a child, so let them ask questions. If they feel the child is too weak or something like that, they can either reduce it or stop it for some time, or maybe not give the child every day, maybe once in 3 days or something like that. But I tell you, it's very good for sickle cell people.
Okay. Thank you, ma.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma. I have a question too.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on, ma. More grace.
Amen.
Yeah, this is Adekunle from Bauchi.
Okay.
Some of my people that are around me, they are couples. They are having challenge in conception, and from the medical examination, is the husband that have issue of a low sperm count. So I said, let me ask, what is your advice for them? Because I want them to be part of this real group.
Let them just be part of it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Let them just be part of it. I don't know. I've not.
Frog is falling.
Yes, children are gifted. I've not. I don't know if radish works for low sperm count. I don't know. Yours may be the first testimony. Like we've had very.
Amen. I claim that.
So I don't know. But let them just see. Let me tell you. Like we said in the last meeting, we are not here because of any particular disease. We just want to change our. Let's make a difference in our health. They may come here for one reason and meet so many other good reasons. You understand? I don't know. I've never heard a testimony that radish works for most people. But yours may be the first testimony. So let them just come. You have nothing to lose. Then they say, even if you don't get better, you cannot get worse. That won't be assured. You understand? So let them just. Okay, please, CEO wants to
Please, doctor, I have a question. If you don't mind.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
All right, sir.
Yeah, what's the place of the crash drink here in this exercise?
In
this exercise, the crash drink.
In what?
In
Crash.
In this
drink.
exercise, it is the major detoxifier.
Okay.
It is a major detoxifier. Let me give you a typical example, sir. What the radish does is, when you have a riot, I said it in the last one, maybe you were not there. Imagine that which part of Nigeria do you live abroad?
He's talking of crash, ma. Crash, not radish. Crash.
Oh.
Crash, yes.
Crash is added for diabetic patients. We are adding crash for diabetic patients. You can hear the name crash. That's the way it crashes. So once we know that you are diabetic and high blood pressure, chronic ones, we are going to add crash to them, to their own something. So it really, really, really works in reducing blood sugar level fast. So a combination of the crash and the radish, makes it very fast. Then later you will now reduce it because you don't want it to drop too low. Like the man that had high blood pressure in the hospital, 400 and something. Do you know it entered 30%? That they had to start giving him coke, giving him Fanta and all that. So that's the place of the crash. CEO is coming to tell you more.
So Doc, please, once again, are we going to mix the two? Are we mixing the radish and the crash?
No, you drink the radish differently. You take the crash differently. But you'll be taking the crash in the mornings. You will not repeat it at night. You will not repeat the crash at night. You only take crash once in a day. Or you want to choose it as first thing in the morning or last thing at night. But you are not taking crash 2 times in a day. Only once in a day. But the radish you will take morning and night. Morning and night. Thank you very much. CEO is coming. A round of applause.
Thank you, Doctor.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are you, sirs? It's wonderful to see your faces tonight. I didn't really want to come, but when I start getting the questions, I see that we have genuine people who are asking genuine questions. Now, we must understand some things concerning our health. The cleaning up that we want to start is extremely very necessary. Now, you won't know how important it is until when you start going to the toilet. And you will see, as handsome and as beautiful as you are, the dirty things that you will be passing out. Don't go to your friend's house when you are taking this, because if you are not within the people that they will think something terrible is happening to you. It's fantastically good for you to stay in your house and then purge out all the negativity. Now, when we're talking about the low sperm count, let me explain some few things medically to us. Now, low sperm count means the amount of sperm that is necessary to fertilize the egg of the woman. You don't have enough of it. Actually, it does not mean that the sperm are not fertile. It's just that they are not many. And when you look at a full-grown man ejaculates, in that single ejaculations, there are 33 million children that man has pushed out into the woman. But some people don't have up to 33 million. Maybe anything lower than that. And everything may not be active enough to flow to where the egg of the woman is, so they are discarded. And then the moment one of it or two or three, there could be many, they will surround the eggs, looking for the first one to break through to fertilize and become a zygote. Now, the moment the zygote is not formed, or the moment it is formed, the rest of the cell sperms will flow out of the woman naturally. So when a man has a low sperm count, this is what happens. Now, when you take radish as an antioxidant, as it is, it goes through the rest of the body. Maybe it could just be one thing or the other, like ovarian cyst. Radish has flushed out many people with ovarian cyst. The cyst is something covering the ovary. That's what. So the white man has a lot of English to cover up the brains of human being. So the ovarian cyst is the cyst that is covering the ovary. And when anything like this happens, it helps, and then take radish. It goes to the soft cyst, and the ovary is lays bare. So fertilization is very easy. So when a man has a low sperm count and takes antioxidant like radish, it goes straight into the system of the woman and into the man and begins to flush it out. There may be some other causes which we don't know. There might be underlying sexually related challenge. When the man was younger did not take care of the body. Maybe he contracted it from another woman many years back. Has been happening. If such a man has taken radish before now, it will have flushed out that thing. So you really don't know what is causing the farm down. So when you take antioxidant, it goes into the body and starts flushing it directly. It will take time. It will be now. It will be immediate. But it end up doing the job naturally. So these are the things we're talking about. So it is very possible because no sperm count doesn't just come. It comes as a result of man and a situation whereby the man are not treated an underlying sickness. For example, some have sexually some women do have toilet disease. For example, a place where many people have used the toilet, some people go there to use the toilet and just catch the toilet disease. If another man goes to meet with the man, the toilet disease goes from that woman to the other woman. And kind of toilet disease, they must be treated at the same time. If not, they have that cause a case. So such a thing reduces gradually. There's so many other underlying factors. And the purpose of the antioxidant is to work on the underlying factors and make sure that they will come. And I believe God that everything will come for them as we go through these 8 days and beyond the Jesus name. Any further questions? Okay. Any other question? Please.
Yes, ma. Thank you so much for that explanation, Doc. MD, CEO, sir. Thank you, sir, Daddy.
All right.
Yes, so I know God will have testimony. God will give us testimony over their life. And I will come back and share it here, as MD said. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that explanation. Very explicit. Very explicit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, sir. Further questions before we shut down? In the absence of further questions, we get ready to close. Is everybody clear? Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, please, we're asking, what is crash?
You don't need that one.
Another drink is formulated with about 7 different leaves, all just leaves from it. And over the years, we have been doing it on the admin side. All these things are not products on the shelf because we prepare them fresh without adding any something. They are not things on the shelf. You can only order for it and you get it. So cross drink is basically for with diabetes and mostly high blood pressure. So it's very good. And some people are
distraction.
Hello.
Background noise. There is background.
Hello, everybody. Let me quickly explain this crash so that for some of us, because it's looking like it's not only extra large members alone that are here. Now, we must understand the crash is made of 7 leaves, and those 7 leaves are proven leaves. These are some of the secrets that God has given to us. One of the things we're talking about in extra large, I'm trying to be fast because I know we don't have the time. I have so much to give out. So I want a lot of us to be able to get. Now, one of the challenges we have in extra large is that what God has given us here, about 600 solutions to ailments, we have not started pushing now. That's what we're talking about, the food people that people should come to resolve with time. We will one-on-one with us, we'll be able to talk about direct things that are happening to people and then give them solutions for it. Many of these things they have, many of these diseases, underlying ailments, they have solutions. Now, talking about crash, these are simple solutions You'll be surprised. And many people are moving around and they don't know that the solution is so simple. The crash we are talking about goes for pie. It works for pie. It works for hemorrhoid. Once the pile is on, hemorrhoid stops. Because you know what hemorrhoid is. And by the time you see that it's not there. Now, when the man has hemorrhoid, it's very difficult for the person to be able to function maximally in bed. When you take the crash, it goes a long way to flush out everything within your system. And if people be able to come for the holiday, be able to have direct connection. The money is not as important. Extra Life is already taking 50% of it off everybody coming. And then what we are left with is just 50% that is remaining. No hospital will do that. For example, somebody had BP of 100 and went to a hospital and they were trying to do something. They were giving the person insulin and there was no solution. I mean, the blood sugar, sorry. And there was no solution. So eventually, somebody introduced the person to the radish, this same radish we've been talking about. And the person took it and bought the radish 5,000 naira. And by the time the man took it and God gave the testimony, they bought things, total thing they bought was 55,000 naira, including food that the man will eat when he starts from the hospital. And the hospital that the man stayed for days
CEO, sir. Hello, CEO, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The lines are breaking.
Yes,
it's breaking.
Okay. You
can't hear very well.
We'll probably do everything. Can you hear us now, ma'am? Is it possible? Can you hear us?
It's still breaking.
Wow. Okay. Is the situation the same everywhere?
Can everybody hear?
Can everybody hear? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
It's okay. It's okay now.
It's okay now.
We cannot find something.
We can hear, but it's breaking because
we can hear.
It's better with earpiece.
Now let me quickly round up as the thing is good now. The network is good now. The hospitalized, like I said, we charged. The man came back and bought food and bought the radish and paid 30. Everything the man bought was 35,000 naira. But the hospital that the man stayed for about a week, that does not have solution. They were just administering insulin to the man's sugar level. Collected 400,000. And plus the food that the man will eat when he gets to his house, the man pays 35,000 to Extra Life. So you can see the situation now. Now, if the man had come directly to Extra Life and paid the 35,000, it would have been much easier for the family. So the crash has the ability to go with pie, handle pie. And let me tell us this: for many men that have roles that cannot perform very well, crash is very good for you. Crash, radish is very good. Then for the general well-being of your body system and your body chemistry, crash and radish is good for you. When you come for the holiday, we will give you some extra things. A lady came into Extra Life or heard about her and from the east. And then when she communicated, the husband cannot. The husband is not sexually okay. Needed to be boosted. So we recommended the crack and the radish. Immediately the man started taking it. The same woman, you can ask a woman if the man is sexual. This same woman gave the testimony back to us that the man is perfectly okay. If we can get that, then there is somebody else who says from Ikirun that the brother is an honorable and he's been buying. He will come all the way from Ikirun to Ikeja to buy, Ikiru is in Osun State, to buy the radish. And I'm telling you, that man will sponsor his travel. Immediately gave him the first one. And after that, the man sponsored his traveling down to Ikeja every week to buy more radish for the same man. So we understand what we are selling and we understand what God has given to us. Now, radish is one thing that you take it to take care of all this. By the time you take it as recommended, you will be surprised what will come up. One more last question and then we shut down. One more question. One more. Okay. In the absence of further questions, thank you so much, everybody. It's nice to be here. God bless you and good night.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Please speak.